All right. Thank you, Kenneth. I think Leanne, you're the only one that was not on here earlier today.
Yeah, looks like it.
I had some running to do this morning, so I wasn't able to make that one. Sorry.
That's all right.
Yeah.
um, so if you want to look through everybody here who is here, if you have any questions for them, because we all talked this morning about what all we do. So we'll let you pick who you want to talk to and hear from. Not to put you on the spot and pick favorites, but who do you want to hear from? What do you want to know? And then Crystal will tell you about her program. So
I would like to hear what Leanne Myers, what is adult intervention?
It's peer support, so peer recovery for people that are either struggling with active addiction or early sobriety. Is just basically what I do, is work with people to either help them get to treatment or just really to set some goals and make some better life choices. And so I'm new. I'm just now where I'm able to start seeing clients. So I'm over Region 1, and I work for YSS, and I don't really have anybody to pick on. So
All right.
what age, up to what age do you serve? Like,
so we have a
Leanne,
youth.
sorry.
Yeah, we have a youth intervention specialist, which is Renee, and then I'm the adult intervention specialist. So I'm sure you guys know Duncan. He basically does works with people in the jail, but if there were people that were not in jail that maybe could benefit from peer support, that would be me. So
Thank you.
you're welcome.
All right. Leanne, do you know who everyone here is, or do you want us to do a round of introductions?
Yeah, I don't really know anybody, so I'm sorry.
Okay. That's all right. So we'll do a round of introductions, and then Crystal can do her presentation about her program. But so welcome, Leanne. I am Krisha. I'm from the Reach Initiative. So we pretty much do most things with reentry in West Virginia. So if someone is coming out of jails or prisons, they can be connected with us, and then we can help them find whatever resources, like you guys, that they need. And then we have Reach Back Reentry Navigators, which I'll let Terry explain what that is, since she's one of them. But for me, I do the councils here. I do all the grant writing and event planning when we have conferences, social media presence, our learning platform, behind the scenes stuff. So, but if you have questions about anything reentry, just let us know. So. Well, then, Terry, I'll let you go, and then you can pick on somebody.
My name is Terry Castle. I just passed my PRSS test yesterday, but I volunteered with the Reach Initiative to be a Reach Back navigator since getting out of prison. And less than a month ago, they actually hired me on. So now I'm a Reach Back navigator, and I'm working with a lot of people in Huntington that have came out of prison, and I'm getting them their driver's license back. I'm getting them into Jobs and Hope, into school, just doing things, helping them get their community service hours done. Like, I'm just super busy and constantly just doing whatever I can to help them. Morgan.
Yes, ma'am. Hi.
Hi.
I am with the YWCA WIN program. We basically are here to help inspire women and help them in recovery or in our different floors with domestic violence or anything of that nature. And just really help them to reshape their lives and give them confidence to move forward in their life
Nice.
without addiction or, anything like that.
Thank you.
Morgan, if you want to call on next, whoever's next to speak and present.
Let's see here. Bonnie? I don't know if you've went yet.
Yeah, thanks, Morgan. My name is Bonnie Helby. I'm with Indivior. I have products for OUD and schizophrenia. You guys may have heard of them, Sublocade and Proceras, both long-acting injectables. I get on these calls just to learn what you guys are doing, some of the issues going on, and seeing if there's any way I could help. I work in more of the criminal justice space, so calling on the state prisons, anyone really that's incarcerated. My big passion is helping people with the transition of care once they re-enter society, and just making sure that they have all the resources they need as far as, OUD treatment and schizophrenia treatment once they are released. So if you guys have any questions, let me know, but thanks for letting me learn from you. Let's see, I'll go with Seth. And if he's not ready, I'll go with Jeremy.
Oh,
Gotta
hey,
be-
sorry, I was.
No, that's okay.
I go back and forth between Google Meet calls and Zoom calls. I'm hitting buttons all over the place. Hi, everybody. Seth Hansen with Groups Recover Together. I'm the Partnership Development Manager for West Virginia. We're an opioid use disorder treatment program, and we have 7 locations throughout the state. And we also offer a virtual option for treatment. So thank you very much. And now we'll go with Jeremy.
Thank you. My name is Jeremy. I'm from the Traumatic Brain Injury Services Program at the Center for Excellence in Disabilities at WVU. We're a free program that helps find resources for anyone with a traumatic brain injury. They're highly prevalent in recovery communities along and reentry criminal justice populations. So we're trying to implement some screening at different places, and we have some research initiatives and stuff going on with that. So if you're interested, please reach out. I'd be happy to chat with everybody. And Morgan, I did mention, I want to mention to you, we also did a training not too long ago about domestic violence and brain injuries to all the advocates throughout the state, which was actually, we had like 35 or 40, I think, advocates to talk about screening and how to implement some accommodation. So it was actually really helpful, I think, for them. And we're hoping to kind of get something started with them as well. So I'm going to pick on Rich since he picked me a little bit ago.
Thanks, Jeremy. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Rich Ward. I'm with the Division of Rehabilitation Services. We are the state agency that operates the federal vocational rehabilitation program here in West Virginia. And what a lot of people don't know is we've been around since 1921. So over 100 years, we've been providing vocational rehab services to individuals with disabilities of any kind, learning disabilities, physical disabilities, behavioral health conditions, etc. Anything that makes it more difficult for an individual to get and keep employment, and then we help them we provide services to help them reach their employment goals. Anything from vocational counseling and guidance to college training or even master's and doctorate level training, if that's what their vocational goal requires. Assistive technology, again, any service that an individual needs to meet their employment goal, we can likely do that. It's like I said, it's been around for a long time, and a lot of people don't realize that. We haven't always focused on the criminal justice population, but we've never excluded them. But for probably the past 10 years, since basically the reentry councils have been around, we've really tried to focus in and market our services to help individuals who are just as involved and also have disabilities. And as Jeremy said in the meeting earlier, like one example of a disability that a lot of individuals who may be just as involved is traumatic brain injury or a brain injury. But there's also those behavioral health conditions. So my personal opinion is that anyone who's justice involved would likely qualify for our services. We can't blanketly state that, but again, there's generally some issue that contributes to that individual, maybe going down the wrong path. Maybe they didn't have the skills they needed to get employment, so they maybe did a crime of survival or whatever, just made a bad choice and just wasn't able to get on the right path initially. So of course, we believe in second chances. So we want to help individuals who are reentering be able to achieve their employment goals. And the other thing I like to always add in is we start serving youth with disabilities at age 14. So I also like to think of us as a prevention service, because if we can help an individual at an early age get on the right path to employment, oftentimes that can prevent them from heading down the school to prison pipeline. So I kind of think of us as both a diversion and then a way to help folks re-enter. But again, disability and employment are the two key things that you have to remember. And again, mind that we are available to all individuals with disabilities. So that can be you, a family member, anyone, because we're all just one step away from a disability. It can happen to any of us at any time. So and it will happen to us as we get older. That's automatically going to happen. So just keep that in mind. It doesn't have to be for the folks you serve. It can be for yourself and your family members as well.
Do they have to legally be disabled, or just if somebody has like a mental health condition?
Right. So no, individuals do not have to qualify for Social Security disability, for example, to receive our services. We make our own eligibility determination. And so we do have to have some type of documentation that does document a disability and some functional limitations. If the individual doesn't have that, they can certainly apply for our services, and we can arrange to get that documentation. So definitely don't have to qualify for Social Security benefits. It's a different set of criteria, but there does have to be some type of a physical or mental disability that does make it more difficult for them to get and keep a job. I hope that answered your question.
I have a quick question. I know that you've been on several calls, but something just popped in my mind. Is addiction considered a disability?
So again, we don't say anything blanketly is considered a disability. It's more about the functional limitations. And I always keep in mind that a lot of individuals who have substance use disorders also have co-occurring behavioral health conditions. So generally speaking, yes. But again, it comes back to what are those functional limitations? For example, if the individual has used for so long that they have some type of residual disability, memory issue, or that's what we really look for. What difficulties does that condition cause for the individual in terms of getting and keeping employment? So I can't blanketly say yes, but generally speaking, yes.
Okay, thank you.
And so I think next month I'm actually presenting a little bit more about our program. So we do have a brand new website. If you want to check that out before next month, that might trigger some questions for you as well, or you might learn some stuff from the website. But we have 31 offices across the state. So we're out there and available in all 55 counties. We have counselors assigned to every high school in the state of West Virginia to serve those students that I talked about. So I don't want to go too much into detail, because then you'll be really extremely bored next month. So I'll shut up for now and pass it on to Kelly.
I think it's just Kelly's autopilot. I don't think there's really a Kelly here.
Yeah.
I think Sammy and Lake. I think that's
Sammy?
Sure. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Sammy Van Hoos. I work with Highmark Health Options, West Virginia. We're the new Medicaid option for the state starting July 1st, and we can start accepting members in June for a July 1st start date. I work with community-based organizations and also with developing our reentry program. And then it's just Lake.
Hi, everybody. My name is Lake Ferrara. I am the administrative coordinator for the Region 5 Workforce Development Board. We serve Brooke, Hancock, Ohio, Marshall, Tyler, and Wetzel counties. What we do is we work with lower income individuals to provide funding to attend school. We'll cover anything from a certification all the way up to an associate's degree. For qualifying individuals, we will cover $5,500 up to 2 school years, so up to $11,000 total. We can work in conjunction with the Pell as well. We also work with local area employers for on-the-job training programs. We do have a few employers located in our lower counties. We also offer a youth program that's subcontracted through YSS. So we have an in-school and an out-of-school program. The majority of our funding goes to our out-of-school program, and that program would be 14 to 24. Anybody who is a dropout or did not complete would fall into that out-of-school category. We work with a lot of other local organizations, DRS, Adult Ed. So we really try to network and connect with other agencies to provide all of our participants with as many wraparound services as we can.
Awesome, thank you. And then Kenneth Powell does not have a microphone, but he's here from Northern Regional Jail. He's a case manager. He's been a big help with me as the information's coming in from the tablets. He and I were able to have a meeting, and he was able to connect me with some resources and some people. So that's been great. And then I'm going to pick on Rich for just a minute. That last week he and I did a reentry simulation. And let me just tell you, he's really great with carrying around the babies, handing them off to people, saying, oh, the paternity test says it's yours. Congratulations. So thank you for your help last week, Rich. That it was a good simulation experience. So
Definitely a little bit different than the ones that I'd participated in before. But it was good. And now there was one young man that I don't know who he was, but he seemed to do very well. And he even remembered to go back and pick up his baby. The other kids forgot, young adults forgot their babies. And I'm like, hey, you can't just leave your kid here. You got to come back and get them. So he did a really good job.
yeah.
So.
But I don't think that was the one that was trying to buy the baby, because there was an incident of somebody trying to use bus tickets to buy a baby.
So, I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah. Oh, all right, Miss Crystal, are you ready?
I am.
All right. As I said earlier, the driver's seat's yours.
Literally. So my name is Crystal Damesworth. I'm with Hope Center Ministries. We are a 12-month nonprofit recovery support program. Basically, what happens with an individual is when they come to our program, they live in the house that we have. It's broke down into 3 phases. The first phase is going to be 30 days long. That's their acclimation period. And then after that, there's a 40-week program of vocational training. That's where we have partnered up with different businesses in the community. They learn job skills and whatnot while they're doing this in a healthy and sober environment. And then the last 8 weeks of the program, they're required to apply for and work a 40-hour work week. Most of the time, our vocational trainings will direct hire those individuals. And any money they make during those 8 weeks, they're able to keep. So then when they complete the program, they're able to have money to get on their feet and pay fines, whatever they need to do with it. During this whole year process, we encourage family to participate with them because we're trying to, reconnect those families as well. And then we go and do fun things like every other Saturday, we'll go to a baseball game or go camping, go fishing, different things like that. So that's all I got. Anybody has any questions? I think most of you guys I met with earlier.
Yeah. Well, I guess I kind of have a question. So,
Okay.
would somebody be eligible for this? Like, say they graduated drug treatment, could they come into your house to get set up for success for the future?
Absolutely. So the cool thing with Hope Center is they don't necessarily have to have an addiction. Everybody has hurts, habits, and hangups.
Yeah.
And that's a really cool thing. Like I met with a gentleman earlier and he's like, well, I only drink occasionally. I don't really have an addiction. I was like, I'm sure you have a hurt habit and hang up somewhere along the line because we're human. And so he's willing to give it a try and we're going to place him in the program. You don't necessarily have to have an addiction, but that's what it is centered for.
Yeah, got you. Okay. And where this is the only house that you have is in Ohio, Marshall County?
No, we have 53 centers total. So we have 2 in Wales, 1 in Thailand, 1 in Hawaii, and then I think in 12 different states throughout the US. And we're still continuing to open up more.
I'm sorry, I meant West Virginia.
In West Virginia, we have 1 in Parkersburg.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for your information.
Is this a men's house?
Right now we have only the men's center over here, but we will be opening a women's center here in a couple months.
Okay, thank you.
And Leanne, you said you work with Duncan, right?
We're in the same area. We don't work together. He works for the Public Defender Corporation
Right.
and I work for YSS.
Okay. I've talked a little bit with some of the guys from YSS. I don't remember his name, maybe Tyler. I don't have all my stuff in front of me. But yeah, I mean, I've put us out there quite a few different times. Like I said, here in the next, I'd say 2 months, maybe we'll have a women's center because there seems to be a really big need in this area. But right now it is just a male campus.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you, Crystal and Leanne. Welcome again to the meeting. And then Morgan, I think you've been here before. I think maybe.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. So if anybody has any flyers or anything that they need to share out, just email those to me. I can send them out through our listserv and get those sent out. The events that I know that are coming up to Friday is Recovery Day in Logan. So they'll be set up downtown at the park, and food and music and a cornhole tournament and things like that. And then the Restorative Justice Summit is coming up, and we talked about that earlier. So Jeremy will be there presenting. I'll be there presenting. A couple of us will be there as exhibitors. That's all I know. So if anybody, any other events or fun things going on?
No.
The reentry simulation in Morgantown. That'll be the other one, I think.
That's right. Yeah. Yep. So, and then there's an email scheduled to go out on Monday to remind everybody for that. So Monday or Tuesday. So, all right. Well, if that's it, I will call it a day. So thank you again. Thank everybody for what you do and what you are. So I appreciate you.
Thank you.
All right. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.